Indian Americans have come a long way in the United States and have always found a respectful place in America's melting pot. Probably could have given the United States President Joe Biden a saffron-colored suit, and it'd be a proper tricolor over there. But that's exactly what I was talking about. The music from the brass band, that's something I'm completely in awe of. But coming back to what the Prime Minister said during his speech at the state dinner, and we'll play out excerpts from that speech in just a short while. He says, in the United States, the Indian Americans have come a long way and have always found a respectful place in America's melting pot. Indian Americans have played a significant role in further strengthening the inclusive society and economy of the United States. Something that he's been saying everywhere, at the Future Skilling event, at his arrival ceremony at the White House, that joint press statement after the bilateral meeting. He said it time and again that the 4 million plus population of the Indian community, the Indian American community in the United States, that's the glue that has kept these two countries actually together. Do you see this number rising, Varghese? Do you see the significance of this particular community, this 4 million plus Indian American community, and the Samosa caucus that the Prime Minister also spoke about? They're saying it's the new flavor of the White House. It's the Samosa caucus. Do you think more of Indian cuisines and diversity will impact American politics later in the day?
Well, it's already impacting. I mean, you have you have Kamala Harris as the vice president of that country, and you have significant Indian origin politicians who are already there in both the parties, whether it's Democrat or the Republicans, and they hold very important positions in this. And Indian Americans, as I told you, has always been a very successful group that has been attending when it comes to the United States. Of course, these are the guests who are coming for the dinner, people from different cross-sections of society as well.
Different celebrities. Of course, Ambani also invited. A lot of state leaders, a lot of congressmen, a lot of congresswomen, and of course, celebrities as well, business tycoons.
In fact, as they're coming in, their names are being announced as they are brought in. I think we should just play with a little bit of what exactly is happening, because it's all part of that, the ritual.
Ms. Jane Fraser and Mr. Alberto Piedra. Dr. Suresh Kator and Dr. Renu Kator. Mr. Rajesh Subramaniam, Ms. Maria Teresa Kumar and Mr. Raj Kumar. The Honorable Salman Ahmed and Ms. Kat Davis Ahmed. The Honorable Vinay Reddy and Ms. Nilima Reddy. Mr. Michael Shrum and Ms. Maya Rao. Mr. Martin Luther King III and Mrs. Andrea Waters King. And Mrs. Vidya Iyer. Dr. Sudhir Saksaria. The Honorable Shri Srinivasan and Ms. Chitra Wadwani. Mr. Max Kennedy. Mr. Maxwell Taylor Kennedy and Mrs. Vicky S. Kennedy. The Honorable Ben LeBolt. Mr. Michael Cohen and Dr. Darylyn Samuels. the Honorable Dr. Geeta Rao Gupta and Mr. Arvind Gupta. Mr. Nat Simons and Mrs. Laura Baxter Simons. Mr. Josh Beckenstein and Ms. Anita Beckenstein. The Honorable Catherine Tai, U.S. Trade Representative, and Mr. Robert Skidmore. Mr. Alfred F. Kelly Jr. and Ms. Margaret P. Kelly. Mr. John Morgan and Mr. Matt Morgan. Mr. Jay Shetty and Mr. Richard Slavin.
Well, so those are the celebrities. Just a few of them, of course, haven't really played out the entire clip. The number of Indians in that particular list, the number of Indian costumes that you got to see, really shows the confluence between the two countries, doesn't it, Varghese?
Well, it does show, and it also shows the power that the Indian caucus has when it comes to the presence that they have created in the United States. They are very well integrated into the power structures of the United States, as well as with the business and high-tech centers in the United States. So rightfully, what the Prime Minister said is that our people are our strength, and the Indian diaspora has been a force multiplier for Indian diplomacy as well, because the countries that they go, they have made a very good impression on all of them, and they have been hardworking, they have been enterprising, and they have succeeded. And most of them, I'm sure, will have great tales to tell about how from immigrant parents and from being new immigrants to how they build their businesses. They have fantastic stories to in fact tell, and when at the state dinner you're acknowledging them as well, and it is also a highlight about how this diaspora, as we call it, is become the force multiplier that we are looking at when it comes to India's relationship with the United States, and probably the glue that would also further strengthen the relationship between both countries.
The Prime Minister also said at the dinner event that this evening is made special by the presence of the people of our two countries. They are our most precious assets. When we met in Japan for the Quad Summit, you mentioned a problem that you were facing. I'm sure that you must have resolved that problem. I hope you were able to fit in everyone who wanted to come for the dinner tonight, says the Prime Minister at the official state dinner. It's a lavish display. At the media preview, Dr. Jill Biden, the First Lady of the United States, she did give the entire world a little bit of a preview, a sneak peek, and also, funnily said that this is the closest you're going to come to tasting this food. We know what the menu is. We're looking at the celebrities enjoying it.